Check this out.
Welcome to Optic Tea with LonnieB, the online talk show which connects you with people all over the world.
Go ahead and be great.
Hear about their successes, failures, and the journey taken to bring them to where they are today. Now, let's listen to Optic Tea with the host, LonnieB.
Hello, everyone. It's me, LonnieB, and we are back. Thank you so much for those who offered text messages, condolences, phone calls, emails, cards. I really appreciated doing the time for me and my family as we laid our father to rest. We truly thank you. Also, to those who are out there, thank you for joining Optic Tea with LonnieB. It truly has been a pleasure. This year, we're kicking it off tonight with two ladies who are phenomenal and dynamic. We'll be meeting with Odessa Young as well as Miko Kraut, who is joining us for the second time. So tonight you are in for a treat as these ladies share their trajectories of their life, as well as talk about the things that they are doing and what they have coming up in the future. So tonight, just sit back, relax, get your favorite beverage, your favorite cup of tea, or your teacup and your favorite beverage, does not matter, because tonight you are sitting in with LonnieB on Optic Tea. So again, tonight also my producer, Fabian Jackson, who is a woman of many talents. I thank her and I appreciate her so much. So let's go ahead and get tonight started, everyone, as I am excited about tonight. Our first guest is Odessa Young, and she is she's an author, she's a coach, she's a licensed counselor, LSW. She has started her business this year, 2020. She started her business. 2021, she's kicking it off with a bang, and she has truly begun to take off, and we'll hear from her, and I'll let her share a little bit about herself tonight. So without further ado, everyone, please welcome that's Odessa.
Hi, everyone.
Hello, Odessa. How are you?
I am great. How are y'all?
I am good. Welcome to Optic Tea with LonnieB. It is truly an honor and a pleasure to be sitting side to side, across, face to face camera technology with you tonight. Just want to say thank you for accepting the invite. I truly appreciate it. So can you tell the audience a little bit about who Odessa is?
Yes, I am I used to be the wild child. I am the explorer. I've been known to be the trailblazer. I don't do things necessarily the way they're lined out to be. I color outside the lines or create my own picture quite frequently. I am a mom of 3 beautiful girls, 2 teenagers, 1 senior, and a 9-year-old. I have all these wonderful titles that you mentioned that I pulled together. But my general overall passion and goal is just to help people in whatever capacity I'm able to do so. So if asked generally what I am a helper. I'm a servant for my community. And I do that in the capacity of therapist, Herbalife, wellness, and health coach, author, and poet, and also business owner.
Now, poet, I didn't know about poet. I knew about all the others. Wow.
Yes.
So talk about poet, talk about author. So you are an international best-selling author and a best-selling author. Am I correct?
I am. I had a wonderful experience with Finding Joy in the Journey collaboration, which is how I earned those titles of international best-selling author as well as best-selling author. So super excited to have that experience under my belt as well.
Okay. And so that's actually how we met.
Yes.
through finding joy in the journey, which is really good. In finding joy in the journey, that book was about finding, overcoming grief, finding joy while going through grief. Can you tell us a little bit about what you wrote in the book?
My contribution to that book discusses me losing my father. My father and my grandmother passed within months of each other my senior year in high school, which is outlined in my book. And I also lost a child due to a spontaneous miscarriage. But my contribution to the book outlines that I survived to live, which is what I promote, in spite of loved ones passing on, that I'm still here on earth. So it's still my purpose to live out loud and to help others find that joy where they too can live out loud after the loss of a loved one.
Good. Now, you talked about, you said, and I survived.
Yes.
That is a staple for you because I know through our conversations you have gone through quite a bit,
Yes.
but you overcame them. And you, in the book of Finding Joy in the Journey, you talked about the passing of your loved ones. And was that an excerpt from your book, Survived by Grace?
It touched on components, but it's not in a direct excerpt from my book. So
Okay.
my book is actually a compilation of excerpts and poems that
Mhm.
outlines in more detail what I've actually overcome in childhood.
So tell us a little bit about your book. You actually wrote Survived by Grace. And that was for you. It says you allowed us to walk with you from your youth to an adult. So talk to us a little bit about Survived by Grace.
Survival by Grace outlines my family structure, which was very chaotic to say the least. My father was an alcoholic. He was a high functioning alcoholic. I often referred to him as a showstopper for the crowd and abuser for the household.
Mm.
Outside of the walls of the house, everyone loved him, had all these wonderful things to say, and it often made me angry because you don't know the other half of that. My mom is old school. Um, I'ma hit you, don't you cry. Is how I like to describe her now. I call her Medea with Jesus. So it's still a work in process. So I had those two dynamics growing up. And then I'm one of four. So I have two brothers and a sister. My brothers are older. They left the house a lot earlier than anticipated due to everything that was going on. So I was left to be the protector for my younger sister when my dad would drink and didn't know how he got home, and mom was working third shift because she had to work. It wasn't a choice to provide for us. My daddy provided basic necessities, and that was it.
Oh, wow. And so, how many years were you in that situation?
17. My father died when I was 17. My
So your
senior.
mother stayed with him.
We separated for I want to say 2 to 3 years. He stopped drinking for a little while, did the my life is good, come back home. We packed up, we moved back to the city, to the house we grew up in. Months in, the drinking got worse, the violence escalated again. Um, at that point, she wasn't going to turn around and pick up and move again. So we had to deal with it until his death when I was 17.
That's a lot. Being a young girl going through teenager and enduring that. As a young adult, how did that impact your life?
I was very angry. Um, Men were often playthings to me, for lack
I
of
understand.
I didn't trust them. I took them at face value, as far as what they wanted to bring to my life or what they wanted from me. I looked for love in the wrong places. I got involved in very adult things at a very young age, because I was looking for that love and attention, although short lived, what put me in what could have been some very deadly situations that I talk about with my friends that were actually around for those experiences. And I
Mhm.
look back and I'm just very thankful that it didn't cost me my life, but it definitely altered, because um, that led to molestation and date rape also in the midst of that. So having to deal with that and overcome that, that no one knew about, that's something that I carried for years.
Mm.
Um, and I talked to my mom before I released the book, and some of it she was unaware of, even though we were very close. But I didn't want to burden her because I already had a lot of other things going on with getting in trouble at school. Um, I made the honor roll, but I would cut a fool.
You sound like
So
me.
the teachers were baffled by that, because they was like, clearly you're intelligent, you can do the work, but you keep going to the office. Um, so I had that, and then I had a string of medical issues also. So my mom was doing that. So in the midst of that, I didn't tell her about
Mhm.
being involved in the situations with the guys.
Wow. You and Miko have quite a bit in common. When we actually get to when she'll be up next, and when you hear her, you'll understand that during that journey you were not alone. And it's very interesting how when you're going through something you think that you're alone, and then later down the line you find out it's not the same, but it's similar, and it's like wow, all this time I felt that I had to keep something internal. I had to internalize something, or I couldn't share something, or I couldn't come forward with something. All along, there was someone else who was feeling the same. And then when you hear of someone who has a similar, it's like for me, it's like a sigh of relief, or a breath of, or you can breathe now and say, okay, I'm not in this world, and I'm not, all fingers are pointing at me saying, oh, it's only you, it's only you, it's only you. So but I commend you. You say you were on the honor roll. You still went through, even though you cut the food,
Mhm.
but you were still on the honor roll. I truly commend you for that, because, like you said, your life could have went a total different direction. God, but God. So when was the pivotal point for you that you turned your life around?
Behavior wise, my behavior started to change when we moved back. You generally have your mom saying, "Oh, have a good year. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be wonderful." She was like, "Look, you're not gonna do what you did last year, because I
Okay.
got something for you. So I'm just gonna go ahead and forewarn you. If that's how you gonna react this year, it's gonna be different." So that
Uh-huh.
kind of clicked, and I was older at that point. But definitely by high school, I started to realize what everyone was telling me. Like, you
Mhm.
need to have a good attitude to match your intelligence, or people would say, "Oh, you're so pretty, but you act so ugly." Are
Yes,
you
I've
so
heard that.
intelligent? How can you do this, but then react this way?
Mhm.
Um, so definitely by high school, and then going through college, and then
Okay.
ultimately going through a counseling program and having to work through my own issues to prepare to be a counselor for someone else. Then I had to do the deep work and say, we got to
And
let
then
this go.
uh-huh. Perfect segue. You just said that you were going to counseling. Is that when you realized that you wanted to be a counselor to help other people who have gone through similar or situations in their life?
Yes, I'll say counseling found me. I was actually on track for law school.
Wow.
Ended up having not an internship, but I ended up being a RAPS provider at mental health, working with behaviorally and emotionally challenged children. And then it was at that time that I said, okay, this is something I'm passionate about. This is something I can do. Let me enroll in a counseling program.
So I want to know, while you were going through the counseling program, did that did that open up a door for you to experience new things about yourself as well as find out new things about yourself?
Yes, it did. Because they, of course, recommend that you seek counseling to make sure you're not transferring any of your issues onto your clients. Make sure you've dealt with everything you need to deal with. Help you figure out what population you want to serve, because if you're triggered by your clients' issues, then that's definitely not the population you want to serve. Um, so going through that taught me a great deal about myself. And it also made me realize, like, whoa, you made it through all of that, and you can give back, and you can be the light to other people to let them know they too can overcome.
Right. Now, I find you just made a comment, and I find very interesting. You said that they encourage you to go to counseling, as well as, and here's the one that I find interesting is that it's better if you don't counsel in the field of what you've gone through. And and in the religious world, we say you can always share your testimony because there's someone who's going through what you've gone through. So how did you balance that? Because I know people will hear your story and they'll say, oh, okay, I want to talk to you. Do you counsel them, or I mean, how do you handle that?
I do. The key with the counseling program is if you're triggered by it. So I don't, one population that I don't work with is that has been the most difficult population is active women who are actively in domestic violence. That served to be a difficult population for me to work with because I saw it growing up. It's very difficult to get somebody to see that there's an out, that life can be better, because there's a lot of circumstances that keep men and women in abuse, that the outside world's like, just get up and move. I don't understand, but it's finances, it's children, it's every time you let the abuser hit you or manipulate you, you physically lose power to the point where you're so fatigued you actually can't physically get
Mm,
up and leave the home. So that pulled a lot for me. So I made the conscious decision to say that's not the population I want to work with um, actively in domestic violence. But I do work with anxiety, depression, a lot of empowerment skills, adjusting through different things in life. And if you come out of that, then I work with you to help you readjust to the new you and move forward.
awesome. And so I know because Odessa and I actually gained a friendship through after finding joy the journey. And so because of the things that I've heard, I know about you, what you shared with me, I call you, oh, that's Odessa, because to see where you had to hear where you have come from and to see you today, I have to say, oh, that's Odessa. And when I presented that to you, you was like, what? And I was like, yes. I was like, because to hear what you have gone through and to see where you are now, there's so much life in you. There's so much, it's kind of like you've been reborn, rejuvenated, revitalized, reinvented. And that speaks volumes because there are so many people who actually, it takes them years, if not a lifetime, or they never actually see the joy of what their life could be and the life after. So, for those who are struggling in the areas anxiety, depression that you actually deal with, how can they get in touch with Odessa the counselor?
Odessa the counselor. You can get in touch with me several ways. You can go to my website, that's odessa.com. I am a therapist with the Well Center in Pendleton, South Carolina, Points of Origin in Greenville, and I also have a new contract with Upstate Counseling Center in Greenville. It's completely virtual right now until further notice. So we have the ability to get you scheduled and get you right in within a couple days.
Now, Dessa, now you know there are people who work in corporate America that they do not want it to go through their insurance. Do you do private pay counseling?
I do, absolutely.
Okay, awesome. And are you covered under EAP with the plans that you have also?
I do some EAP work through Points of Origin in Greenville, and then I do self-pay and Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Awesome. Okay. Now, um, we're going to wrap it up, but before we do, let's talk about this Odessa who did a life-changing, after you did the inside, then you started working on the outside. Let's talk about what were some of the things that you did to help you. I know that you are a wellness coach, but everybody else doesn't. So what did that's Odessa do?
Oh, that's Odessa joined Herbalife Nutrition, the absolute best nutrition company. My coach is Kiki LeBear, who is just awesome and amazing. I received a poor medical report due to having gestational diabetes with my last pregnancy, being overweight, being depressed at the time. He said, I want to put you on medication. You're on the border. I said, I do not do medication well. You make a deal with me. You give me 30 to 60 days to do what I know how to do. I have a coach to call. I hadn't signed up then. And if I come back and my levels are still on the border, I will do your plan. And I have to say, Herbalife does not cure any disease or illness. I have to put that out there. But I called her. She said, you want the 3-day trial? I said, no. This is what happened with my doctor. I need you to tell me what I need to do. This is how much time I got. She says, I got it. She sent the invoice. I paid it within 5 minutes. By the time I went back to the doctor, I had lost 20 plus pounds, built 10 pounds of muscle. He was like, I need you to come talk to all of my other patients. Long story short, no medication for that. And I've been going high, fired up ever since. So.
Yes. And every year, you actually sound like me when you talk about that paying less than 5 minutes. I think when I talked to Coach Nisi, I think it was a matter of I just waited on her to send me the invoice and I paid. And I locked and loaded myself in till February. I have fell off the bandwagon, but I'm back on. But yes, I do understand when you have that critical life changing that could either go for better or for worse. And it's up to you and your own accountability. But every year you set goals for yourself because you even have a goal now for yourself, right?
I do, absolutely.
And what's that goal now?
That goal now is to hit maintenance phase with my weight loss by the end of the year. I have so excited, 2 book releases coming up this year that I'm actually
Wait,
working on right now. Yes, two coming up. And I also have another service that I will offer. I am working on my life and health coach certification through HCI. So within 90 days, I will be certified through HCI to offer life and health coaching to those who don't have any mental health issues, but want to adjust and transition and start achieving just basic life health goals that
Okay.
don't have to be affiliated with any other program or mental health circumstance. So I don't miss anyone.
I
on the second.
see. And so the two books that are coming out, can you share with us the titles of the books?
One I cannot because
Okay.
it's a collaboration. I don't have permission. I didn't ask permission for that one. But the second one is my sequel to "Oh Survival by Grace." So Grace
Yay.
Continues will be released this year. So
Okay.
that will carry my readers through my college experiences.
Wow. Well, you know, I can't wait. So I'm excited. So thank you so much for sharing with us tonight. If someone wants to get in contact with you, if someone wants to reach you, how can they?
The best website designed by LonnieB Designs, that's Odessa.com.
Awesome. Yes, that designer, she's the bomb. I don't know what to say about it. She's the bomb.com. I don't know what to say about her. We'll have to bring her on the show. I don't know.
Gotta interview her. You got to have her on the show.
Got to. I heard she's a character. I don't know now. But that is phenomenal. So when will the books be out? We know your coaching will be in 90 days. When will your books be out?
Books. Ooh, I'm putting myself on the record. It's in the works.
Yes, that's what I
Ooh.
love.
To the editor, April, May.
Okay.
It usually takes 6 to 8 week turnaround. So by the summer.
Okay. Well, we will be looking for it. Of course, I'll bring you back when it comes out so we can talk about it. The Survival Grace sequel, part 2. And of course, the book that we don't know about. But once again, thank you so much. We are actually going to go to break. When we come back, everyone, we will actually be sitting and sharing the table with none other, Miko King. Miko Kraut. Oh Lord, she's gonna kill me. I said, King, woo wee. Miko Crowder, I'm dead. I'm slop chopped liver. But when we come back, we will be sitting down and I'll be sharing with Miko Kraut, none other than the pure living architect. When we come back.
A time to laugh and cry. 6 powerful women gather to keep one woman whole. Disaster, mischief, lies, and most of all, cheating takes place. Kara Matthews is a single but talented multi-billionaire led to believe that love does not exist anymore in life. A step of faith leads her down a painful memory lane, yet a fulfilling relationship is discovered and true love has prevailed. Wealth, power, lies, and not to mention love. Can you handle it?
Awesome. For those of you who missed the show with Anissa Perkins, that is her show. She actually spoke about it, called The Love Bank. It is a TV show that is coming out. So please, if you have an opportunity, I think it releases in February. Be sure to tune in. I think it's 7 series, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but please be sure to tune in. When I watched it, I was anticipating, tell me more. So I definitely will be tuning in, and I hope that you will join LonnieB as well. Also, we are supported tonight by Anissa Perkins, the Love Bank. As always, I thank and appreciate all of my supporters for all that they do and all that they actually give me words of encouragement and guidance. So be on the lookout for more of supporters to come in. We will be transitioning into paid advertisement in March. I have to continue to pay the bills. Bills don't go away. Everybody knows, and the pandemic surely didn't help bills not to go away. So please, everyone, if you know of any business that can benefit, that would either like to come on the show or advertise, please send me a message via inbox, or always you can go to www.optictea with LonnieB to provide some information, to share with their information to me. Now, up next, you've seen her on here in previous, and when we did the triple header last year, the teaser for Optic Tea with LonnieB, and she is back. As we said, she would be back to talk about her new adventures, none other than the one and only Miko Kraft. Hey, hey!
I heard that king. I said, whoa.
I know. I said, "Woo!" I said, I'm chopped liver. I know I am. I know I am.
No disrespect to the last name King, because it's still my man children's last name, but
Yes. So, how are you tonight?
I am blessed. I am blessed.
Good. Happy New Year to you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Quick
So,
question. Quick
yes,
question. How much does it cost to run one show?
to run this show
Just for one segment?
for as a supporter or out of our budget.
I was trying to get a quote so I can donate that cost to you.
Oh, well, thank you. Well, okay, so there's packages that we have come up with, but to run just one show, it actually, the advertising cost is around 30, 40, but to run the show, it's generally about 120, 125.
You got 125.
Oh, thank you. See,
Hey, you gotta do the
I
help.
have
You
to
gotta do
say
something.
thank you as well.
thank you. I mean, it truly and we really appreciate it. Because when Fabian and I really launched this, we were saying when I went to Fabian, I was like, look, I'm busted. Don't have nothing. So, hey, but when we get there, I'll be able to. And she said, let me think about it. Let me think about it. And here we are today. But I wanted this to be a platform where everyone could come and they could share. So many of us are doing so much. The pandemic has opened so much for everyone. So thank you. I truly, truly appreciate it. Uh, Fabian, I can pay you now.
This is the labor of love, right?
Exactly. It's the labor of love. And it's funny, I'm sitting here, so I'm starting over with Fabian in this time in my life, but believe it or not, what, 96, so however many years ago that was, we were sitting here in a room in Miko's house and we were doing the same exact thing on pen and paper, Tam Productions. Wow.
Why you trying to tell my age? I'm just kidding.
I know. Well, hey, I just told mine. So thank
Hey,
you.
we're blessed.
We truly, truly appreciate it. Thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts. I'm speaking for me and Fabian. So let's talk about Miko. Well, hold on. Before we go there, I have to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Y'all, if you don't know it, Miko is my cousin. Um, we have gone through the good and the bad. We strayed, came back together. And I really have to say thank you for my lovely cup from Angel Gifts, True Gifts
True gifts.
by Angel. Um, I actually got this along with some hot cocoa, and Coach Niece is going to kill me when she hears this, and some snickerdoodle cookies.
I'm sorry. Please.
During the passing of my father. But thank you so much, Miko. I really appreciate it. This is my second one because I got one for Christmas. So, but now I have to put teas in it. No more hot chocolate. I'm done with the hot chocolate. I'm done with the cookies. I am. But the cookies came from True Angel Gifts, which is her cookie line as well. So, Miko, can you tell them her website if people want to look at it and we can actually
Oh,
type it in?
Angel's gonna kill me. So she has several brands: True Gift, True Angel, and True Bliss.
Okay.
So just go straight to True Angel, TruAnjl.com, and then it'll lead you to all our other brands. But
Awesome.
if you want a great cookie, the most yummy to your tummy, hot chocolate, or even gifts, from branding your business to hot cocoa, but she can definitely help you brand, package up your logos, whatever you need, t-shirts, gifts, whatever you need for that special someone. She's your one-stop shop.
Yes. And she does t-shirts. And her
Uh,
packaging is phenomenal. I have to
Amazing.
say that.
Yeah.
Her packaging is phenomenal. So now let's get into the meat and greedy. So 2021, we're back again. Let's talk
Another year.
about Miko Crowd. So you have a lot going on.
Yeah.
So where do you want to start? We'll let you take the platform. Where do you want to start?
Ooh, what? Lord have mercy. Let's see. So I have to, and I want to take over the show. I have to give a shout out to my man children. My youngest is opening up his shoe retail actually tomorrow. Is that the 30th? I lose in the pandemic. I lose track of days and what day it is. Whatever the 30th is in Lubbock, Texas, he's opening up his own shoe retail. Him and his business partner, where it's called the Players Hub. And it's all I say sneakers, tennis shoes. I don't know what we call them nowadays. From new to used to I didn't know people nowadays you can go and resell your tennis shoes. I guess that's a thing nowadays. I never think about that, but hey, it's whatever you can make money off of. So they have an actual retail location. So congrats to him. Congrats to my middle man child on his, he's still continuing to grow his craft in animation. And then of course my oldest, he's a true leader. So he has his own storefront of Finish Line in Houston, in Sugarland. So I'm blessed to have 3 man children who's doing, I think I want to say doing better than me, because you always want your children to do better than you. So yeah. But for me, I'm continually I'm continuing to be an entrepreneur, and keep building that brand. I always say I'm not going to write another book. And then Londa and Lori came along and wanted to do a journal.
Wait.
I said I'm stopping.
Right. But then she sends us a tag of another one that's coming out, Vanessa Blackwell. Actually, Fabian's part of that collaboration also. So she sends it to us, and she's not even going to be part of it. So how interesting. So, okay, go ahead. Continue on.
Hey. But along with the books, I want to continue to grow myself mentally, along with helping other women move into the next level of their lives, which I call Pure Living Architect. And Pure Living Architect is just purely living in your best life, being happy. And it doesn't mean that life is perfect. It's just being happy for yourself, because nothing's going to be perfect. But, whatever we go through, like you mentioned, mentioned with Odessa, it doesn't matter what you've been through. It's about how you elevate from that. If
Absolutely.
you continue to live in that negativity, you're going to continue to be unhappy, physically and mentally. So, when I went through my divorce, I decided I'm going to get up and walk. And that just walking, and Alana could tell you, I'm a diehard walker. I'm fanatical about it. If I don't walk or do something cardio, I just feel horrible. But it just changed my life, and it just made me so much better. And it gave me a new outlook, because if you scroll through social media, you'll see people just posting about, oh, they are a hater, oh, sisterhood. I'm 50 and going through the pandemic and relocating and transitioning and going through divorce and leaving my boys in Texas and coming here and seeing so many deaths. I don't have time for no negativity, that drama, because we don't know if we're going to live tomorrow.
Absolutely.
And only thing we can do is just live our best life and release all that stuff. So my goal is I want to help people realize that we don't know if tomorrow is even promised.
Absolutely.
So why can't we just today, be happy in the moment and release all that negativity? What people, And Alonda, no, I love God, but God, he hasn't worked on me yet about the cursing. So so my thing is, as Evelyn Mendoza says, whatever her last name was, I'm speaking of, as you say, whatever they think about me is not none of my motherfucking business. Excuse me, Lord, but yes, it's not any of my business. That's their feelings, not mine. So I have to focus on, and I want to help others focus on just being happy. Release all that other stuff. What people feel about you, that's their problem, not yours. So, that's my goal, is to help people just learn how to realize what makes you happy in your life, and realize it's not everything's perfect, but just embrace those moments that do make you happy.
Pure Living Architect.
Yes.
And guys, I will tell you, guys and girls, I'm sorry, let me change that. Guys and girls, I will tell you, Miko has always been that way. She internalized a lot when we were growing up. But she's always been that way. She marched to her own beat. She danced to her own, y'all. She can. So, okay. So you wouldn't looking at us now. You couldn't tell, but we were dancing queens from pop locking to breaking to, making up routines. We were. But that's how we got over a lot of things that we went through in our life. But I'm so thankful, because when I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh my God, this is just, I call Miko, and for maybe 3-4 years, she used to always say, rise above,
pass,
and kick the presence. So, and that has drilled in me. When I feel like I've been defeated, or I feel like I'm failing at something, I have to say that was yesterday. And so I wake up with a new day, and I wake up with a new mindset. So I am thankful for the Pure Living Architect, even though I haven't got my video to you. It's coming. You know what? I'm going to do it tonight. I'm cute. I'm going to do it tonight. I'm going to do it tonight. I'm going to do it tonight. But I really, I like that. The Pure Living Architect, it's strictly positivity. It's you taking control of your space, your destiny, your life, your circumstance, right where you are. So I really, really like that. Now, so that was 2019, 2020. Pure Living Architect was birthed. So what is being birthed of Pure of 2021?
So Pure of 2021, and everything is all because of the pandemic. As you know, my mom was she was hardcore with skin treatments. Yes. I couldn't wait till I got out of the house. I didn't want to wash my face. I'm like, I go everywhere dirty if I have to, because she was hardcore. You better wash your face. You better put them cucumbers on there. You better put them egg whites on there. You better treat your skin. And it was all because, sorry, Mom, I don't want to call you out. It was all because growing up, during her time going to Bishop College, and she wanted to be an AKA, but they wouldn't let her because she was dark complected. And so in her mindset growing up, if you're light complected and your hair had to be long, you had better opportunities in life. What you call that, colorism. So she wanted to make sure that our skin and our complexion, our hair was always a certain way. And me being a militant, I snuck off and cut all my hair off and got beaten. Because I refused. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to wear the short skirts. I had dresses down to my feet. I tried to do everything the opposite. But as I got older, I realized those skin treatments was really beneficial. Because it's not only skin, she was very specific about your feet too. You take care of your feet. So that was important, because I have flat feet, and oh my God, that's a whole nother story. But during the pandemic, your skin got so dry from washing your hands so many times. Not saying you don't wash your hands, but we had to do extra. And my skin got to a point, I wasn't doing those steps that I was raised up on. it was so dry where it was hurting, cracking, and it was just painful. So I said, let me go back to that old school that my mom did, and that birthed it. Pure.
Awesome. So Pure. Actually, I had the privilege of being one of the testers. That's why I was able to raise my jar.
Yeah.
And when I tell you guys it is phenomenal, it is phenomenal. The smell just refreshes you. It used to be eucalyptus mint. Well, now it doesn't have to be. Now it's cocoa kiss, I believe is what I have.
Yeah.
And it's refreshing when I'm sitting at my desk, and that's why it's here. And I come from the ladies' room, and I need to lotion my hands. I use it, and it's like it revitalizes me. It gives me that I can go another 1 or 2 hours. So I know that you have the hand cream. I saw today something about a mister, ma'am, that I didn't get. I'm
with
just saying.
Pure, I was trying not to go too fast, because you know how you try to birth something and you just want to do everything. And I had to learn, looking at others on social media, you just want to do, and you have to do everything in your own time. And this is the one brand, not saying, like my AIN brand and my books and so forth. This is the one brand I really sat down and I really, really prayed over. And not saying I didn't pray over the other ones, but something about this one I just really prayed on. And as Ken said, I turned our kitchen into a chemical lab. But I wanted to do just, 3 body creams, a facial mist. But with the facial mist, it comes with a mister. So you take the refresher, the facial mist refresher, and you put it in the nano mister, and you just spray it, if you see it.
Oh,
And you just spray it.
wow. Yes.
There you go, baby. There you go.
Come through, Pure. Come through. Yes.
So,
Awesome.
after you wash your face, you can just mist it, and it's going to be perfect during the summer, because when it's hot, you can just refresh. And because the mister is not hot. Now, you can put hot water in it, or something hot, and do it. But with the rose, and I love the rose because it has roses in it. If you can, wait, has roses in it, if you can see it. I don't know if you see it. And you can put it in there, and you can just mist, and it's refresh and cool you off. And
Awesome.
and the beauty of it is it has your vitamins in it, your vitamin E's, your witch hazel for cleansing. You got your rose smell. You have some other little goodies in there, just revitalize your skin. So I just stuck with the rose mister. You have a cucumber facial mister, and then the 3 different body butters. I'm leaving it at that. I always say that something comes up, but I really want to focus on what I have now and grow it, and then see where that leads.
And that's
Yeah,
good for all skin types?
all skin types. But I tell everyone, because I'm gonna throw this flavor. You never want to be sued.
Right.
But and as a small business, it's always a learning experience. So I'm making sure that you call out, what's in the product. So, and I call out if something happens, because Alonda, I put in a note card even for the focus group. If
Yes,
you
you
have
do.
any reactions, stop using immediately. And I
Mhm.
think that's with all products, but just better safe than sorry. Yeah.
Well, and so as we wrap up, when will that be coming out?
It will be coming out March 1st, 2021.
Awesome. So March 1st, 2021, we can go to where to purchase Pure?
www.mikokraut.com, and you can go to the Pure Beauty store within that website.
Awesome. And so I'm excited. I can't wait to get it, to have my Coco Kiss and my Mister for the summer, because I'm hot natured, going through this whole transition of life as a woman, and you hit the hot flashes. I need something to cool a sister off. I'm sorry, y'all. It's just real talk. And when you're sweating and you're like, "Ooh, I need
And you
that."
can't control it. Yes.
Exactly. I need that Mister to refresh me, to give me that refreshing feeling. So I am truly excited for you as always, cousin. You know I am. Um, guys and girls, if you need to outside, if you want to follow Miko, please be sure to go to her website, and then all of her social media platforms are Miko Kraut. As always, I thank you. Of course, we didn't get to the book today, but that's okay. We will get back to it. We talked about it the last time, but I did get to what I wanted to talk about, and that was the pure. Because as small businesses, as small entrepreneurs, whenever there's something that's being birthed new, we want to talk about it. Mother's Day is coming up. You can give your mother a gift basket of pure. It's natural. It's for everyone, so everyone can take advantage of it. So as always, congratulations. Appreciate you. I love you. We're actually going to go to one more commercial break. And when we come back, everyone, we will actually sit down and we will have closing comments from both Miko and Oh, That's Odessa. Be back in a moment. And we're back, y'all. And that was Optic Tea. www.optictea with LonnieB. Be sure to tune in and don't miss me every third, second, and fourth Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We have a lineup for the remainder of the year that is phenomenal, that will hit on every aspect of life. We'll actually be doing some special seminars, special panels on the weekend. On a Saturday every month that will hit on things that the listeners have said that they want to hear about. So please be sure to be on the lookout. Please like me on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. All of them are I am LonnieB. Or you can always go to Optic Tea with LonnieB and you will always be able to find me. So for the closing remarks, I will turn it over to my fabulous, none other bad producing, Fabian Jackson.
Thank you. Hey, Mika, I'm gonna end up putting my age out there. Not bad meaning bad, but bad meaning good. Okay, there it is. There it is. Hey, listen, this has been so great. I will not take too long. So we have Miko and we have Odessa. So Odessa, correct me if I'm wrong now, you and I have similar background in the sense of wanting to help people in what we call our psyche and our emotion. So with Miko bringing out these great aromas and all this stuff, do you think that will help in some respect as far as those who may have that little anxieties or having any form of attack that affects their, whether it be their psyche or the emotions? Because all those things go hand in hand. Your environment, what you sense with your smell. There's so much. Like, for example, when you were talking earlier about, how some people suggest, the world will suggest, don't counsel what you may have overcome from, while the ministry will say, hey, tell everybody, because that's a testimony. So would you kind of chime in on that part as far as like some similar sense can trigger some people while some other sense can help release them into a new arena of life? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that's very true. And I want to say for counseling, we do counsel what we've overcome as long as it's not a present trigger for you.
Awesome. Awesome.
Because then you're working more for yourself than the client. But absolutely, certain smells do trigger certain negative responses. I work with rape victims, and they smell cologne or food or something associated with the person who attacked them, and it becomes an immediate trigger. Even I have to be careful with essential oils and candles in the office when I'm in person. I have to ask specifically for a person with a trauma history, what smells will trigger you, to make sure in my effort to set up a calming environment that I'm not triggering an emotional response negatively.
It's good to know.
Wow.
Yes, that is good to know. I'm just proud of you ladies for definitely getting out there and showing the world that it can be done. Pandemic, no pandemic. It doesn't matter. When when you are to move in your path, you move, and you don't put what they call shackles on your feet. I was told this years ago that when we get out of our lane, we can potentially mess up someone else's blessing or opportunity.
That's right.
So yeah, so continue to do what you do, ladies. It was a pleasure sitting here, listening to your stories. I call you, Miko, you my first author of all authors to have an encounter with as such. I'm going to put it out there. Look at all of this. I mean, and then there's more to come. You know, I mean, that's just phenomenal. And then, of course, Odessa, with your, to me, that's a huge testimony of what you said. I have met so many people. As you know, I'm in the line of financial, what they call financial industry. It's a cute name for just being a licensed agent. But one of the things that I notice a lot of people struggle with is either hypertension, high blood pressure, diabetes, juvenile diabetes now. Those are the main things that they're constantly trying to overcome. So for you to come on today and say, hey, no meds, you just made it up within your mind. You did what your coach said to do. And look at this. This is like celebrate your life. Come on. So I'm so, yeah, I'm thrilled to be a part of you all's journey and listening to how you've overcome and how you're able to share with others. They can do the same. So back to you, Ms. LonnieB.
Well, awesome. Ladies, as always, it is a pleasure. Of course, I get the privilege of actually getting counseling from Odessa one-on-one through my Zoom therapy is what I call, and it's phenomenal. She is fabulous, talking about someone who can listen, and they listen and they hear and they offer, and she doesn't just she doesn't tell you what to do. She asks you, how would you? What would you? Did you do? And so that is phenomenal. And then she's a little comedic with it. So I love that also too. And just to see her evolving, to see her life flourishing in this season, that's good when you can see that from your counselor. It's kind of like you want to go to a hairstylist, but you don't want her hair looking bad and thinking she can do something to your hair. So, phenomenal. Miko, as always, we're always talking. We have things that we have in the till, of course, our planner, our affirmations journal / planner that's coming out. You have anthologies coming out. You have Pure coming out. I actually have Perceability day and night fragrance coming out, body oil, which I'm truly excited about. We'll be releasing taking pre-orders on February 1st. So I'm truly excited. So, and I think, no, I can't say that. I'm not done because there's 2 more things I'm doing. But, just to be in this environment of people who are walking in their purpose, I'm looking at my trainer. She's walking in her purpose. I'm looking at the chemist, the potionist who did my potion. He's walking in his purpose. It is refreshing. It is, my financial advisor. He's walking in his purpose. So there's so much coming. And so one of the things that Miko and I always talk about, there's never enough for the world. So everybody has something to offer the world that we live in. So, of course, ladies, thank you all. Of course, Odessa, you'll be back after April, May, June. Miko, we'll have you back for the summer of the fall and winter of the book. And then, of course, ladies, I will be reaching out to you for some Saturday things that I'm going to be doing. And guys, please be on the lookout for, and yes, I'm putting it out there, be on the lookout for Fabian to actually release her own talk show sometime in 2021. I'm truly excited. Like I said, I'm around people who are doing things, who are stepping out, who are just expanding. For those who need insurance, please know I have 1 second. I know Fabian, 1 minute. I know you're going to kill me. Everyone, Fabian is licensed. She's in Florida, but she just got her license for Texas. So if you need life insurance, you can reach out to her. And I promise you, if she's not in your state, give her about a week and she'll be in your state. But she is phenomenal at what she does. And I always want to give accolades and kudos while they are here, not standing behind a podium looking down at you. I want to give it to you when you're breathing and I can see you. So I know that my time is up. Everyone who has tuned in, it has been a true pleasure, and I hope that you have gained something tonight from these two dynamic ladies. And as always, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for supporting and tuning in to Optic Tea with LonnieB. Until we see you again in the month of February on the 2nd or the 4th Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, you keep smiling because you owe it to yourself. Have a good night, everyone.
Thanks for watching another episode of Optic Tea with LonnieB. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Stay connected on and off the show by following Optic Tea with LonnieB on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.